Hi guys, such moving here again. In today's video, we're going to be spending some time talking about the stepwise considerations you need to have just before you buy that land in Nigeria. Number one, your budget. Yes, how much do you have in your pocket that you decided to buy land? It's just an advice, but then just ensure that the money you want to invest in buying land is not the money you want to use tomorrow to cater for your family. Like you made some money and then you bought a land. The next month, your landlord is knocking at your door, koko, pay me my balance for the house rent. So you're a landowner, but then landlord will pursue you. There you go. It's just an advice though. What I'm saying in effect is just know your budget, and then your budget should guide you on the type of land you need to buy. Another thing very important here is this. Now, some of us will just make 1 million naira, and then in our mind, we want to buy land in the choicest areas in town. It doesn't work that way. You understand? The amount of money you have, be humble enough to go to the areas, within the range of the amount you have. You understand the point? So that is by the way. If you have the money, what you need to do is to now consider different land samples, based on the amount you have, and all that. Now, if you pass this particular stage, what you need to do next is to involve the services of a real estate agent, a real estate company, to guide you, you understand, to tell you, what your money can actually afford around the place of your choice. You understand the point? A trusted real estate agent or a trusted real estate company, verify those things yourself, and then you now go ahead. When you pass this particular phase, the next thing you need to do is to pay a physical visit to this particular site. Now, the need for this thing is, I cannot overemphasize on it. It is very, very important. It's not something you do by proxy. You don't send someone else on your behalf, except in rare cases where you're in the diaspora and they want to invest. Most, of course, people in the diaspora buy land in Nigeria. Now, what they do, the smartest of them all is the luckiest actually of them all is when they have a very trusted person. So it could be a family member, of course. Family members, they don't do nashege, but that's by the way. So what I'm saying in fact is a trusted person. Could be a real estate person, somebody you trust very well, you understand, to go in your stead, go to this particular land to verify some certain things about the land. Now, these are the few things you need to verify when you're going for a physical inspection. One, what's the proximity of that land to the municipal? What's the road like? Is it a good road or a bad road? Or you guys follow IPM way? Another thing you need to consider, how safe is the place? Like, you can be in a particular community, the host community of that land, okay, this particular atmosphere is, safe. Were you guys confronted by anybody while approaching the land? Did anybody confront you? You use the opportunity to interact with the locals. You understand? Ask questions about the land. If you see any signposts, any backouts, this land is not for sale, run away. You understand? Except that particular land, that inscription was kept or made by the owners of the land. You understand? So depending, these are some of the things you actually look out for, on your first visit to the place. Another thing also is to ask for the direct access to that land. Every land in Nigeria should have an access route. I'm talking about a direct access leading to that particular plot. So it is your right to ask for it. You understand? So somebody don't just stand on the road and then point somewhere inside the bush and tell you we have a plot of land inside. You understand? But we cannot access it because it's not clear. No. You need to verify all these things before you make financial commitments on that particular land. Going forward, after you pass this particular phase and then you're satisfied, the next thing you need to do is to make requests for the owner's documents on that particular land. The claim the owner has on that particular land, he or she should be able to provide the legal document he has on that land. Some of the documents you need to ask for and then look out for are these. One, you need to look out for the survey plan. You need to look out for the deed of assignment or conveyance or the power of attorney, as the case may be. You also need to look out for, and it's depending if that land is a native land or a government land. Now, I will explain all these things. Now, if demanded for all these documents, another thing you also need to do is to investigate these documents. You understand? Because anybody can just forge anything and then present to you. Now, if that land is a native land and it has not been registered, the titles are not registered, so what you need to do if they say, for instance, a power of attorney traces the origin of that particular land, to the first owners, to the ancestral owners, what you need to do is to take out time to investigate the mentioned people in that particular power of attorney, trace all of them out, and get their opinion on that particular land that's been sold. That is the work of an investigator to do. You understand? And most of the time, that activity is not free. When you're going to seek the advice of somebody, on a particular land, they might be expecting some honorarium. You understand? You who is coming to ask questions, or that larger or small now. But then it's not too much to do for an investment you want to make. You understand? It's quite important. Another thing you need to do is this: if that land is a government land, now that you see the government has a record of it, either you bought directly from the government, or the person you want to buy from bought directly from the government, or something. If the government has anything to do with it, you need to go to the ministry and then track down that title, search for that title if it's existing, and then the condition of that particular title. That is one. Another thing also need to do is the survey. You also need to verify the survey, the surveyor who did it, and then if the survey is authentic, as well as if it's been lodged at the Ministries of Land. So this is just what you need to do after you have made request for these documents to prove the authenticity of the ownership of that particular land of the seller. After you've verified this particular stage, and then you've told yourself that okay, fine, you're good here, you now proceed into the next phase. Now, at this particular phase, you involve the services of a legal entity to prepare the contract of sale of that particular land. They are the ones that do it. They understand the language, they understand the terms and all, so they're going to craft the words into a document, you understand, that needs to be signed. So the contract of sale, the deed, or the power of attorney, as the case may be. Now they prepare these things and then give it to you. Of course, they come with money depending on the area where you are, the state in Nigeria. They have different amounts of money for these things. Now, after you've passed through this particular phase, you now move into the very final stage of land transaction, where you guys now sit together, the owner, the intended buyer, the agents, witnesses now come together to exchange money for the documents. You understand my point? Now, in the presence of witnesses, everybody is going to append their signatures, to the contracts and the documents. And after exchanging signatures and every other thing, you now exchange the money for the document, and you guys now have a handshake. Contract has been sealed. Transaction has been sealed. They mark it like check. You understand my point? So these are just the very basic things you need to know just before you buy that land. You understand? So you don't make any mistake and avoid stories attached tomorrow. You understand the point? Thank you. Alright guys, see you next time. I hope you make the best decisions while buying that land. Avoid stories attached. Alright, see you next time.